Hello everyone, I'm Zhilong Chen from Jinghua University. On behalf of all authors, I'm here to introduce our work, Learning from Home, a mixed methods analysis of live streaming-based remote education experience in Chinese colleges during the COVID-19 pandemic. The COVID-19 global pandemic and the resultant lockdown and social distancing policies have vastly transformed education, bringing the traditional co-located paradigm to a pure online distance learning paradigm. As a result, live streaming-based learning has been widely adopted in formal contexts for various merits. Therefore, based on related work on the activity of education and remote collaboration tools and the live streaming technologies, we seek to understand user experience when live streaming is adopted at large scale in formal education through the agency of LS learning. Specifically, we ask, what features do instructors use under LS learning and how are they used? How does LS education influence individual learning experience? How does LS education shape collaborative learning experience and influence social relationships? To answer these research questions, we adopt a mixed methods methodology combining in-depth interviews and a large-scale survey to ensure both depth and generalizability of our study. Specifically, we interviewed 30 students and 7 instructors from various Chinese universities and launched a survey covering more than 1,000 instructors and more than 6,000 students in a leading Chinese university to delve into their learning and teaching experiences. We investigate how different modalities are used in LS learning. Our results show that audio is the most frequently used modality. Video makes the classes like real classes, but can bring inconvenience as well. Text boxes and damakus enable real name and anonymous textual feedbacks. Quizzes and votes allow checking students' attention and understanding in time. In terms of individual learning experience, we discovered that students' study time is the same or longer compared to prior semesters. Due to environmental changes, multitasking, interruptions, and fatigue, students' focus and engagement decreased. Speaking of their learning outcomes, their grades and knowledge mastery are similar as before, but they lack practices. In terms of collaborative learning experience, we discovered that instructor-student relationships are mostly closer because LS learning enables more diverse formats of interactions between instructors and students. However, student-student relationships are more distant, and students' sense of community is weaker because of lower work efficiency and absence of peers and context. Based on these findings, we discussed similarities and differences between students and instructors. Instructors could understand students' dilemmas and have tried their best to improve the existing issues of remote learning. However, teachers can be too optimistic about the extent of influence brought by the change of the environment. We discuss how LS learning blurs the boundary of study and life and try to decouple the results of learning from home and learning enabled by live streaming. Furthermore, we discuss the implementations, implications, and takeaways from our study. We elaborate the appropriate implementations of LS learning for different courses. For example, it is recommended for large-scale lectures courses to allow instructors to share their audio, video, and screen. But for students, combining text boxes and the damakus would satisfy their needs. We point out our design implications, suggest supporting diverse interaction formats, balancing anonymity and real name system, giving stakeholders the right to activate and deactivate functions and focus modes, and call for enabling hierarchical role system, peer work and collaboration, as well as recordings and playbacks for platforms of the kind. We illustrate the future takeaways of our study, proposing the promising future of hybrid learning, the possibilities of effective distance learning, and possible directions, such as VR classes, to mitigate the defects of the current practices. Thanks for listening.